Welcome back to It's Time for Yarn. Today I've got a bucket full of yarn empties to talk about with you guys and show you guys the things that I made out of all this fun stuff. I'd like to start off by giving a shout out to Kayla at Alt Knots for this idea. I was scrolling through her channel. If you haven't checked it out, I'll leave it linked below. She's really fun to watch, really great personality, lots of cool stuff that she creates. But she had a yarn empties and I was like, wow, that's a really great way to talk about what you've created. She does hers monthly, I think. I've got a lot going on, so I just gathered a few, and whenever they stacked up, I was like, all right, let's talk about it. So let's get started. First up, this Hugo from Red Heart. Did you hear me say it correctly? Hugo. I've been practicing. This is in Sangria. There's only one in here. I made this baby blanket here that's kind of wonky. It didn't really didn't turn out quite as expected, but it's still good. But anyway, so there's one, there may be more down in there somewhere, I don't know. But here's the first one, Hugo in Sangria. Got that at in an Ollie's haul. Okay, next up, primary stripes, Red Heart Super Saver stripes, primary stripes. That is this, my color pooling that I'm working on. I need to get more of this so I can make this bigger. Look how great! I'm so excited about how that looks. Yes, I love it. Love that. If you don't know how to do this, I do have a tutorial about how to color pool. Be sure to check that out. I'll leave it linked for you. So much fun once you get started, once you kind of understand what's happening and how to get it to do that. It is much easier than it seems. So check out that tutorial. Give it a try. You will not be disappointed. Okay, so there's that one. Ooh, here's another one. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 of those that I can see. There may be another one hidden down in the bottom, but I think that's all that I was able to get right now. Primary stripes isn't a super popular colorway, so I bought up all the ones from the Joann's near me, and they were like, yeah, it'll be a couple weeks before we get some more in. You could drive to the one that's 45 minutes away and see if they have some. And I'm like, thanks, that's okay. So that project's just on pause until I'm able to get more yarn. Next, this is Lion Brand Landscapes. Now, this label is weird to me. Like, I'm used to seeing the dark labels. I'm like, I don't know why it has a different kind of label. Let me see. Yeah, this one. This is also a Boardwalk Promenade label, but it looks like the regular landscape label. So I'm like, if you know why these look this way, let me know in the comments. I don't, why is this different? I don't know. But I used this to make this beautiful rainbow shawl. This is the shawl that I promised to make for Granny Pat. So if you heard me talk about in one of my yarn hauls using this yarn to make a shawl for Granny Pat, here it is. So Granny Pat, if you're watching, this is yours. I will get that to you as soon as I can. This is just a simple Granny Stitch shawl. I'll leave the tutorial I followed linked down below. This is the first shawl I've ever made. So I was like, super proud of myself. And I think the colors are so beautiful, and like different sections have different personalities, I guess you'd say. Like, oh, those pinks and greens and purples landed together. Look how beautiful that is. And then over here, you're like, oh, wow, look at this yellow and teal. Isn't that pretty? You know, like different sections of the shawl have different personalities. So I'm excited about that. I did a simple little shell border. I just did 6 double crochets in the little sections all the way around just to give it a little pizzazz. You know, like it needs pizzazz. Look how colorful it is. But, you know, just to add a little flair. So, Granny Pat, that's for you. So there's 2 of them in here. I know I used more than 2, but I don't see where they're up. We're up to 3, 4, 5. Let's see, we got more in here. 6. Okay. I want to say it was like 6 or 8. Let me see. No? Okay, we got 6 of them. 6. So if you want to make a shawl, takes 6 landscapes for that size. All right, next up, oh, 7 of them. Next up is this Apple Orchard from Landscapes as well. I just loved the way that these looked, the way the colors changed, the way the yarn felt. I was just like so attracted to it. So when it was buy one get one half, I think it was, I bought a few of them, and then it went on clearance, super clearance, for like $2 a skein, but I'd already purchased it, so yeah, I didn't get any more. But anyhow, excuse me, Vita. Vita's over here off camera taking her bath, so there, she's being a good girl today, being off camera. But anyway, here is that Apple Orchard yarn from Landscapes, Line Brand Landscapes, that just called to me. It was the one that was like, take me home, you know, that one, that has the like spooky snow white red. It's the only kind of red I really like enjoy. But anyway, I decided to make another shawl out of it since the other one was so beautiful. This one's going to be for my mom, and I love the way these colors transition. Like, look at this, the way this looks right here. Hold on, let me see if I can find a good spot. All right, here we go. Like right here, where you have the blue row, and then the red, and then the green, and then the purple, and then the green again. I love how it looks when it has this like solid row of bars between them. I think it's so cool looking. It's so neat. Now, I will be honest that this pattern, I'm kind of getting bored making it, so I'm glad that I decided to make a shawl and not a blanket out of this. It's kind of like half the size of what a blanket would be, because it's just not capturing my attention. The yarn is interesting. The yarn is beautiful. The yarn is soft. I like working with it, but I think in the future, if I were to use it again, I would make something that more like granny squares that would be joined together later with like a black. And I think that was my initial plan for this, and I like strayed from that because initially I only had one ball, and then I found some more at a different store when I went out of town. Drug my husband to the yarn store. But anyway, so I decided to make a shawl, and I do like it. I do like how it's coming out. I do enjoy the way that it looks, but I'm ready to be done with it, you know. I'm just ready to be finished. So I only have a couple more of these, a couple more balls of these, so hopefully I'll be able to finish that up the next day or two. I think I might just like buckle down and get on it tonight. Like the Granny Square one, I could just like not even have to think about it. That one isn't difficult, but you kind of have to pay more attention to it than the Granny. You just do 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and you go. But that one takes a little more effort. So I'm kind of tired right now, and I'm like, do I want to put effort into this? Okay, fine. I do, because it's beautiful. But anyway, moving forward. So there's one of those. Do I have more in there? Where'd they go? 2. This says there's only 2 in here. I may have left some in the living room from when I was crocheting the other night, because I'm pretty sure, well, maybe it is only 2. It's 2 or 3. 2 or 3. We have 2 in our box. We're gonna go with 2. Keep it moving. Okay. Next. This next one kind of makes my heart sad. Makes me kind of sad because it did not turn out like I hoped. This is the Red Heart Super Saver stripes in Derby stripes. I wanted it to color pool. I wanted to color pool with it. I wanted to make something awesome with it, and the color changes are too long. I mean, these colors are beautiful, and I technically did get it to color pool. I did get it to do the little diagonal. Hello, dear. Hello, Vita. But using 2 skeins to try to make it chunkier, this is what I got. I mean, what am I gonna do with that? So I've got to frog it. I gotta take it all out and think of something else to do with it, and that makes me kind of sad. But I think I'm going to take each color and see if I can make like a granny square or some kind of like fancy granny square, not necessarily like a regular one, but like a mosaic one maybe, in each color, because the color changes are all the same length, so it should make the same size square using each section of color. So I don't know. If you have any ideas of what I should do with that, let me know, because right now I just want to put it in a box and not look at it because it makes me sad. So if you've ever had a yarn make you sad because it's just not doing what you wanted it to do, let me know. How did you move past that? Let me know. All right, next, Karen Jumbo in the colorway Gossamer. This is my argyle pattern blanket. Love it. I still love it. Every time I see it, I'm excited. I'm amazed with myself. So this is 2 full ones, and I don't think I only have the one label in there because I think about halfway through making this is when I saw Kayla's video and I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. Let me save my labels and do that. So I only have one of those labels, but I know for a fact this is 2 so far. It's actually kind of big, and I have one more that I'm doing. So I'm going to make a blanket, the length of the blanket, using 3 of these and then add some border. I bought some of this blue, just found it at Walmart. It's the anti-pilling mainstays. It's in a black label, so that makes me think it's kind of like fancy mainstays, you know, fancy stuff, but still super affordable, and it matches this mint color perfectly. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna break my rule of only having dark borders and have a light border on this, just because that's what I found to go with it. So super proud of that, excited about it. If you don't know how to do that, I do have a tutorial on that. It's my color pulling series, video number 1. No, video number 2. Number 1 is the basics of color pulling to help you kind of get an understanding of what you'll be doing. There's another Boardwalk Promenade. I think that made 7, 8, I don't know, 7 or 8 of those. Okay, and let me see. Okay, this is Red Heart with Love in the colorway Delightful. And that is my other, whoa, the light. Okay. That is my other argyle here that I was experimenting with different yarns when I was making my tutorial because, you know, I understood what I was doing and I could do it with other yarns, but I was like, I've got to analyze these yarns so that I can tell other people how to do it, so that hopefully they can analyze their yarns and figure out what's going on with this. So this was the Red Heart with Love in Delightful. Love how it came out. I do have some bonus footage that I might put together. Excuse me. Vita! Playing with a box. All right, anyhow. So I had this, and since I used it to figure out the argyle stuff, I figured I would use these pieces to put together to make another blanket. Also, this right here, this chain that's left over, all you do is just unravel that and tie it up right there. In case I didn't say that in the other parts of my videos. I don't know. I don't remember if I said that or not, so there you go. A bonus. But I had extra footage of this that I thought about putting together of me actually making this one. So if you'd like to see the Red Heart with Love and how to make that one into an argyle pattern, let me know, and we'll see about getting that up. All right, last but not least, I have a couple of hooks from Hobby Lobby that I got on clearance. And this is the one that has the like white and black rubber grip on it. Actually, this was pink and black rubber grip on it. I liked it. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad. And this one is the one that had the piece of wood. It has like a clunk of wood on the end, and I did not like this one at all. The wood was splintered, and it was like cutting into my hand, like a splinter in my hand while I'm trying to crochet. And I was like going along, like, what is happening? What's rubbing on my hand? And it was the piece of the wood splintering off. So I do not recommend the Yarnology hooks that have the wood on the bottom. Don't recommend those. But the other ones that I've used have been pretty good. The biggest one that they have with like the rubber tie-dye looking handle, I also have a review on that if you'd like to see that. That one feels good in your hand, but it just collects a lot of fuzz on the handle, which is kind of disappointing. But otherwise, the other ones are great. Let me see, where's the other one that I'm using? Here we go, fell on the floor. This hook is a Yarnology hook, and I really enjoy this one. The bottom tapers out, so it feels a little thicker in my hand as I'm crocheting. So I enjoy this one. So it looks cheap, it looks thick, you know, flimsy, but it's pretty sturdy. It's pretty lightweight and it's very affordable. If you go when they're having their half off sale, usually when they do the 30% off yarn, they also do a half off on their Yarnology items. It's a great deal, especially if you got kids that are trying to learn to crochet, or if you don't want to put in a lot of money to it just to kind of experiment with it. I recommend these. It's pretty good. Thanks for coming by and talking about my yarn empties with me and seeing what I've been up to. I look forward to seeing you again. And remember, it's yarn o'clock somewhere, so no matter what time it is, it's time for yarn.